This is why the right people and services are important, because once I found the right people to list the property, it got rented within the first week of me having them list it. Because the quality of the people you're working with in the real estate industry in Kenya is even more important than the US, because the transparency of information is a lot less. So you'll only get access to what the agent has access to. In the US, everything's on Zillow, Realtor.com. There's a public database for everything. So in Kenya, it doesn't really exist. There is buy rent Kenya, but not everything's on there. So you're like, if your agent's not aware of a certain development or even a listing or a resale, then you won't know it exists. So you really need quality people for this. And so I was losing money because we had, 2 or 3 months of vacancy because the guy just didn't do a good job. So I'd rather pay an agent that I know is good, that gets the job done, because you pay them when they actually get the qualified tenant. I happily pay versus being vacant for 3 months. Who do you use to find you a tenant if you don't mind sharing? Send me a message, because I'd have to go find their information. And I don't want to, I would want their permission before I would just like blast it out there, but I could give you their number. There's a couple agents I would work with. I think Christine is one that I can give you. She only works certain markets though. Christine Ole, she's, I did an interview with her. She's really good. Dennis and Sadia, they do rentals, but I don't know how much they're doing. I haven't interacted with them on the rental thing. They have like a different person, and the original person, I don't know if they're still working with them, but that was the guy who didn't do a great job for me. So, you know, I'm always careful about the referrals. So, but I do have some people, because what you do is you should sign an open listing agreement with a bunch of different people, and whoever brings you the tenant, you just pay them. That works the best. Oh, okay. How much do you have to pay for the real estate agent who found you a tenant? Do you know how it usually? Yeah, you know what's funny, Martin, who's a member. Shout out to you. It's a good question. It actually works exactly how we work in the U.S. Agency works very similarly. Actually, it is like crazy how much the same it is. You pay the agent 1 month's rent as a commission, which is what we usually charge here in the U.S. So if it's 60,000 shillings, your first month, basically, it goes to the agent. And usually there's a 2-month deposit, security deposit that they give, very similar to the U.S. Here in New Jersey, you can only collect 150% of whatever the rent was as a deposit, though, actually. And then I guess if we want to get inside baseball with the developers are paying agents between 3 and 6% when they bring them a client, which is pretty much the same on how new construction works. If you go there without an agent, most developers are not going to give you the commission as a discount. This is why it's good to have an agent with you, but you do want a good agent, because otherwise it's not going to be very helpful.